Hello. I am very late because I thought I hit record and I did not. Um, at least I caught on eventually. Well, welcome. I am Corey with Crystallized Goddess. This is another episode of Crystallized Goddess: The Secrets of the Crystals. And I'm actually live right now. So, hello, everyone. So, this is all about energy. Energy being put out there by us and crystals and their vibrations. Now, sometimes people will walk into this store and they'll be like, oh my gosh, my head hurts. This is so much energy. And that is very common. Not a lot of people are used to so many crystals and so much of a vibration in one room. So it's pretty common for people to feel like this might be hurting my head, or um, just the energy is so intense that it's hard to handle. So, what can you do about that? If you feel like in your own home the energy is off or the vibration of your home is off, there's so many different things. You can sage or Palo Santo. Palo Santo is more for you, cleansing yourself, but sometimes you need to do that, especially if you feel like you've been negative a lot or depressed a lot. Cleanse yourself. Remove all that yucky energy. Sage, though, is for your space. It can help charge and amplify your crystals and charge your crystals and your home. It can remove any negative energy out of your home. You can also rearrange your crystals. Now, today, there is a very, very fun, exciting little lesson that I'm going to go through after the commercial break. So, you're going to be able to detect the crystal's energy. Some crystals have the most incredible energy. Like a crystal this size right here, just a small tumble, could have a energy that's 9 inches or even more in diameter. And then there's crystals that are very rare and have even bigger vibrations with a smaller piece than this, like meteorite or moldavite or bumblebee jasper. There's so many crystals that have different vibrations and different energies. Each crystal is completely different. Also, that being said, the size does matter in the way that it will put out energy, just like the shape. So if I have this little temple, a peach moonstone, but I also have a very big tower, a peach moonstone, they're going to have different vibrations. Of course, the bigger one is going to cover more of the surface space of your room and possibly even your whole entire house. So just take that in notion. A lot of people are like, should I buy bigger crystals or does it really matter? It really depends, you know? You can carry around tumbles and you can carry around palm stones and have that vibration on your person. You can wear them and you can have them always constantly helping you. So, big and small, they're all helping in different ways. But if you have something small and you don't really hold it that often, maybe get something bigger so it is amplifying throughout your whole entire space, possibly your whole entire house. That will be a really fun thing that I'm going to show you soon on how to detect the vibration within the crystals. Now, our bodies, ourselves, our chakras are always constantly unblocking and blocking and unblocking and blocking, and each day that happens. We have 7 chakras within our body, but we have 114 out of our body. 114. That is so much energy to keep intact. And when you think of energy, there's so many different ways to portray energy. Now, quartz is a very powerful energizer. It's one of the most conducting crystals of all. And that's why quartz is in our laptops, in our cars, and our cell phones, and in our watches, and in almost all of our technology these days. Quartz not only has that incredibly strong vibration to help transmute waves, but it also can hold in memory. And so, that being said, crystals can also hold in memory. Crystals have a DNA structure, and that's really what makes them set apart from regular rocks and put them in the crystal category. Just like plants and just like us, we all have that DNA structure. So, you want to always treat your crystals with respect and love. You don't want to be throwing them on the ground or, mistreating them, just like you don't want to be doing that with your plants. You want to take care of your plants and you want to take care of your body. So you don't want to mistreat yourself and you don't want to mistreat other people. And so crystals can also change their energy based off of that. If you feel like you've been in a really hostile household or very angry, you want to cleanse that whole space out. You want to cleanse yourself and you want to cleanse your space, and you definitely want to pay attention to those crystals. So those crystals are there to help you. And if they're feeling off, then the whole energy in your home is going to feel off. So I am really, really excited. Yes, okay. Let me put your comment up because this happens all the time. My kids are also always touching my crystals. And you know what? Kids don't mean harm. So it's okay if she is throwing it around. They know that she loves them. Your kids love your crystals, and so I think that's a different thing. They have a little bit more leeway than adults do. Adults like mistreating crystals or plants and stuff, that's not cool. That's not okay. And they can work against you. They can possibly turn against you, and instead of helping you, can have a not so great outcome. Now, before I go on this very short commercial break, it's going to be very, very short, so don't even move because it's going to be short. I want you to, well, actually, no, move. You have to grab some stuff. I was just joking. Get up and run away and grab these things and then come back. So, we are doing a vibration test. This is a pre recorded little bit that I did earlier today. And it's how to show you how to detect the vibrations in crystals. It is one of my most favorite things to do. I actually have my whole entire notebook, one notebook specifically on crystal vibrations and the study of them. I always say it all the time. We are our own scientists, and so we're taking these notes together. I would love to compare notes with you guys. And so I will be posting these on the Precise Goddess study group so we can take notes and compare all of our vibrations. Now, when I take this short commercial break, find any crystals you have, if you have any at all. If you're just new to crystals and have one or two, that's fine. Just grab what you got. You can also do this with fossils and crystals and shells, and you could even do this with plants, which is pretty cool. I have 4 tumbles that are pretty much the same size, but they are different. So I grab 4 tumbles. Then you're going to want to grab a notebook and a pen, of course. And if you have one, if not, I have a ton for sale, a pendulum. Pendulum right here. And so these are the things we're going to need for this test. When are you coming down here to Florida? Ooh, I think we could plan a trip for next year. Next winter. I'm going to need to get out of here anyways. Winter's crazy. So probably next winter. And definitely when I mine, I have to drive because there's no way I can fly back with that. So it'd be a fun trip, and there's a lot of places I want to stop on the way. If you drop your crystals, it happens. So don't freak out because it's very common. You can bend over and it falls out of your pocket. I've actually washed crystals more than I'd like to share. I have washed and dried them several times. Always check those pockets. I say that to my kids, and then I do it, and I'm washing my crystals, and they just come out extra beautiful. But it's okay. Although that's kind of mistreating them, you really didn't mean any harm. So it's okay. And all right. So remember, Grab whatever crystals you have. Grab a pendulum if you have one. If you don't have a pendulum, there was like this trick. You could grab a necklace. You could grab a necklace that has a good point to it. A necklace with a good point to it. It can be metal. It does not have to be a crystal. We could also do the same test with that. And then a notebook and a pen. Now, preferably you want to have a notebook especially for crystal vibrations, but if you don't have that, that's okay. All right. See you soon. That are exactly the same. What I always do is I write down on a piece of paper. This is the vibration test. Now, this is all pre-recorded, but I'm going to go along with this and also be on screen while I do this. Now, what I'm doing right now is detecting the vibration of these 4 tumbles. Now, I tried to find tumbles that were about the same exact size, weight, and they're all tumbles. So we can get a really good clear vibration and see the difference between the minerals and their vibrations and compare their size together. Now you can do this with all different shapes. You can do this with spheres and towers and everything. But right now, I'm showing you how to detect the vibration from crystals that are exactly the same. What I always do is I write down on a piece of paper. I usually time and date this. So I'll do 2/25 tumble test. Write that down, and I'm going to write down the 4 crystals that I'm using. I'm going to start off with blue apatite, peach, moonstone. Now again, you can do whatever you want. Mookaite. And then I'm going to do this ruby zoisite. Okay. So now that it's all written down, again, you can time this as well. I don't really need to do time for the vibration, but you want to have your own separate book for this. I didn't want to get out my big clunky book because I wanted this to look really presentable, but you can put this all in the same book. So what I do is I have different books for things. I have a book for shadow work. I have a book for tarot and astrology and crystal vibrations because each one does have a different vibration. And it's really good to see the vibrations. Now, we're starting off with something that is similar in size, just so it's easy to see the difference between all 4 of them. Next, you're going to want to have your handy dandy pendulum. And if you know much about pendulums already, then you already know how to program it and everything you need to do to program this pendulum. Now, my pendulum is already programmed, and I'm going to ask it, let me put this over here. I'm going to ask it if I can use it today. But first, we're going to move this off to the side. I'm going to put this in the front. All these crystals were just charged and cleansed. So they have the highest reading. And so this is, take in mind if your crystals haven't been charged and cleansed for a while or you don't know when, maybe just go do that before you do this test, just so you can get the most accurate reading. But you can also see if you haven't charged and cleansed it in a very long time, what is the vibrations like? Does it have any vibration at all, or is it still really, really strong? So you can also compare that and see, well, how many months do I need to, can I wait before I have to charge it again and cleanse it? So this was all freshly cleansed and freshly charged, and the whole space was cleansed. So you can either use Palo Santo or Sage to cleanse the whole entire space. Now I'm going to start by just remember, always rest that elbow onto a table. I'll start by just asking my pendulum and just asking it if I can use it today. And I do that every single time. And I use it. Same, I got a yes. No. Let it go stronger, so hopefully you guys can see. I can't actually see my phone right now, so I don't know about the viewpoint. But as you stay still and you hold it, it will just continue to get stronger and stronger. And so I can use my pendulum. It's ready for me to use. If not, it's just not, you got to take a break. You can either reset yourself and go charge yourself, cleanse yourself, and then come back to it and ask again. Almost always it will say yes. If it's a no and it keeps saying no, that means you need to reset and recalibrate your pendulum, especially if somebody else has used it or it's just been a really long time. All right, so we got the blue apatite tumble right here. I'm going to take the other tumbles and put them off the board. Just in case this does go off the board, I'm going to start down here, which isn't normally what I do, but I want to be able to show you guys the true distance that this can go on camera. And I know that you guys can't see everything, so here we go. What you're doing right now is you are testing the vibration, and the pendulum will pull towards it. As soon as it comes to a stop, that's where the vibration ends. For you, you're going to feel the sense of like a cord was cut. Like somebody cut the string and it's like a complete stop. And you'll feel that like pull when you're doing it and you're slowly backing away. You'll feel the pull towards the crystal with your pendulum. So let me start here. What we always want to do is we always want to tap the crystal and make that connection point, rest that elbow, and then start slowly backing away. Let it gain some momentum. Try to keep the height the same instead of rising it upwards, just because it'll be harder to detect the vibration if you're moving it upwards every time you back it out away. Trying to keep the same height. It's getting a little slower. Never mind. See. Swinging, swinging. We should dead stop right there. Well, this is funny. I actually forgot my ruler. Let me go get the ruler. So this is the line we're going to measure. And so all you do is you put it up here. So it is 5.5 inches in vibration. Okay. All same size. I'm going to make sure to write that down. So when I'm comparing them, I know that they're all the same size. I know this is sideways, But you can see here they're all the same size, and then I wrote down each one, and now we just do that with all of them. It's actually a lot of fun. You want to make sure that you don't have any crystals around you and your space is kind of clear when you do this, so there's no other crystals that are pulling and getting into the way. Now I'm going to do the moonstone next, and I'm going to do the same thing. Look at that moonstone, it's so pretty. So the peach moonstone, I'm going to dab it, touch it right here, make that contact, and then make sure that's really contacted. Okay. And slowly pulling away. If you feel like it's slowing down really fast, make sure to just like wait where you are. Gain that momentum. See how it's just building and building. And then slowly back away more and more. Very slowly. And you're going to just keep doing this. And it's going to start spinning when it's getting closer to being done and stopping. And again, it will just come to a dead stop when it's done. It's spinning now. Slowly backing away. And now it's at a dead stop. Just right there. And then we're going to take the ruler. We're going to measure 6.2 on this one. 6.2 inches. I want to let you know this is in diameter. So 6.2 inches in diameter, all the way around this, is a vibration from this small tumble. And the same goes with all of them. That is measuring the diameter of the vibration that is being put out there. And so, you know, this is something to keep on you. And so it's definitely helping you when you're holding it. But if you just have this somewhere, it's only reaching that diameter. Now, again, with bigger pieces, it's a much larger vibration because it's more concentrated energy. Now we are doing Mookaite. Mookaite. I'm interested to see the Mookaite because this is the one I did earlier and it was only 3 inches, and that was because I have not charged this and it was just sitting out for a while. And so I charged this, so it was at 3 and it was 3.1 actually. It was at 3.1 earlier, uncharged and uncleansed. So let's see what the difference is now that it's charged and cleansed. So doing the same thing, we're going to dab it. And then we're going to slowly just kind of get started. Pull it away. I'm excited to see if there's a huge difference or not so much of a difference already. I think there's a difference, yeah. It's a very strong pull. Very strong pull. Again, you're going to want to just keep moving away. Slow. Let that momentum build. And then slowly move away. Okay, it's starting to spin. Still going. Oh my gosh. Definitely doubled in vibration by now after charging and cleansing it. Oh, you can feel the pull. Oh, It's still there. Still there. It's so cool to feel that energy and that movement towards the crystal. And right there. That one made it that one made it a ways. Holy cow. So earlier it made to here, and now it's at 9 inches. Amazing. Oh, 9.1. Let's see. Yep. 9.1. 9.1, 9.2-ish. So that is, it definitely doubled in size after being charged and cleansed. And again, this is going in diameter. So this is really amazing because this small tumble is 9 inches in diameter. And that is a pretty far reach for something this size. I'm going to put 9.1. It's like 9.1, 9.2, but I'm going to put 9.1 inches, and that is a huge leap from 3.1 earlier. And that's all with just charging and cleansing it, and that was it. So now we're going to do the same with the ruby and zoisite. Let's set that one here. Zoisite is very old, it's got very ancient energy, and ruby is also incredible. So we're going to tap it, get all that good energy, and start slowly moving away. Look at that energy. It's so cool. And again, this is the vibration test. I could do this all day long. It's actually really, really fun to do this with your tumbles. If you have never done this before, definitely give it a try. This works with anything, palm stones, towers, carvings, anything at all you can do this with. Now, I told you guys, zoisite's got that ancient energy. This one's gonna go a ways. Look at that. The elbow's not even on the table anymore. So it's slowing down. It's not come to a stop. Oh, there we go. Got this slow spin and the stop. Okay. I thought this one is over 12 inches. This one is 13 and a half inches. 13 and a half inches right here. This ruby and zoisite. And out of all of them, this was the smallest out of size. They were all I tried to stay the same with size, but you can see that this was the smallest one out of all of them. And that one gave us 13.5 inches ruby and zoisite. I have a ruby and zoisite sphere over here that's really big, and this sphere would be a diameter that's actually out of this room. So even though this is a very big room, it would be the whole other side and possibly out the door into the other room. So it's really cool to see that, especially with the big pieces. If you got a really big piece of something, usually the vibrations like the whole entire house, which is so absolutely amazing. Now you can try this at home, and I hope you loved this little random vibration test. Comment below and feel free to message me if you have any more questions at all. I'm always here. Okay, so what did you think of that? I hope that you absolutely loved it. It is so much fun to do that. Again, you can do that with your jewelry, you can do that with any crystal you have, and each one is different, which is so insanely amazing. And then you can always have that in your notes. It's also a really good way to detect if you need to charge it or if it's good to go still. Now, do you have any questions at all? If so, drop a question and I will answer it for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All of these episodes are on YouTube, all in order. I think this is the sixth episode, so we're getting up there in different episodes. Anyways, tonight I'm going to do a free card pull like I always do on Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is only a few minutes away actually. So check that on Facebook. It is a shopping video, but you will also learn about crystals, and there's a lot of new crystals tonight. Anyways, thank you so much for coming, and I hope you have a lovely week. I'll be live again tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, but every week this is going on every Sunday at 7 p.m. How often should you recharge your crystals? That is a really great question. So, most of the time you want to charge them with every new moon. So once a month, ideally. If you feel like you have had a crystal on for a very long time, like you're wearing a bracelet and you've had this bracelet on for weeks and weeks and you haven't taken it off to charge it and cleanse it, you probably should because it's very dull at that point. Unless you sleep next to selenite like I do. But not a lot of people sleep next to selenite. So definitely at least once a month. Now, if you have a lot of crystals, I know that's really hard, but you can do it in different ways. One of the last few episodes was on how to charge and cleanse your crystals, so definitely check that out. You can use sage, you can use Palo Santo, you can use water, which is not my top recommended one. You can also use sunlight and you can use moonlight. So there's a bunch of different ways to charge and cleanse your crystals with you not having to move your whole collection out for the full moon. Because, if you're anything like me, you got such a big amount of crystals now. It's not like we can move them all outside under the full moonlight. So there's many different ways to charge and cleanse your crystals if you don't also have big pieces of selenite. See you next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a completely different episode of The Secrets of the Crystals. Bye!